Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new Roblox scripting tutorial, and in today's video I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make your own custom placing system. Now basically what I mean by this is you'll be able to place walls or whatever you want to place really anywhere you want. So let me just show you what I mean and stop talking. Okay, so as you can see here, I'd obviously make a better UI if this was a real game, but I just have some simple buttons here for example, and I have a wood wall and a stone wall. Now if I go ahead and click on wood wall, as you can see, I can place this wall wherever I want as long as it's not too far away. As you can see, if it goes too far, then it gets red and it doesn't work. But if I get close like here, I can go place a wall right there and boom. See, now I have a wall there, and I can make one here, and I can make one here, and it works on filtering enabled. Everyone can see the walls once they're placed, and it looks nice. All right. I also have stone walls here, as you can see, and obviously I can't place them too far out. So yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much that. Let me go ahead and show you guys how to make them now. And yeah. Alright guys, if this helped you out though, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more tutorials such like this one. It did take me a little while to make this, so please leave a like if this did help you out. Alright, anyways, let me go ahead and get into this. Alright, so I have a blank base plate here. Well, actually it's not a base plate, it's like a just like a blank place. There's no scripts in here or anything, just some lighting effects and then a spawn. So open up a blank base plate real quick in Roblox Studio. And then we can get started. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and, oh, my bad. Let me get this out of the way. Alright, first things first, we're going to go ahead and start making the UI, okay? Now, obviously, we're in our UI to make sure you get the buttons, so we're going to go ahead and start off by doing a screen GUI. We'll just do that, and then we'll name it main GUI, and then we're going to go ahead and put in there a scrolling frame, and then move that over there, make it a little bit bigger so it looks nicer. There we go. Mess with a few properties. Let's make it black. Set the transparency to like 0.3, maybe 0.4. Or actually, I'll do 0.5. Make it a little bit smaller. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and insert a text button in there. And we're going to call this text button, we're going to call it the name that we want, or the name of our structure, okay? So whatever structure you want to make sure you name it the exact way this is named, or the text button's named. And that'll work for the script. Alright, anyway, so I'll go ahead and just name it wood wall, and then let me go ahead and actually make it look or have appropriate text. So I'll do wood wall, or I'll do place wood. Actually, I'll just do wood wall. And there we go, and then let me scale it up a little bit, change the fonts, and there we go. It looks way better than it did, without it. Also, it's a little bit too big, I feel like. Okay, that's good. Alright, anyways, so now what we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and start coding. And actually, first before we do that, let me go ahead and make our actual wall. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a new part here. I'll make the size a little bit bigger. What the heck is going on here? Why can't I move it like this way? What? Okay, there we go. Alright, there we have our wall, and I'll make it a little bit smaller like this maybe. And that's good. Let me change the material of it to wood, obviously. And then I'll change the color to something better like that. That looks good. And there we go. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and do is name this the same thing as our button. We'll name it a wood wall just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and put this in a folder in our replicated storage. So we'll make a folder in our replicated storage. And we'll just call this structures. Okay, that way we can put all our structures in there. Also, I'll make a stone one real quick. Let me just go ahead and get this wall. Press Ctrl D to duplicate it. I'll move it out a little bit. And then I'll change the material to slate, and then I'll make it like a gray color, something like that would be good. Okay, perfect. And then we're renaming that the stone wall. This right here, stone wall. Okay, and also let me actually make another button here. Control D there, and then I'll move it down. Let me change the text of that to stone wall. And then let me change the name of that to stone wall as well. Alright, perfect. There we go. Finally, it took us a lot of setting up, but there we go. We're good. That's all set up you're going to need now. Alright, so put those two walls into structures in our folder in replicated storage. Call it structures, and then it'll work all good. Alright, now we actually get programming. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and enter a script into our main GUI here. And we're going to call this, oh, actually, we forgot to rename our structure, or our scrolling frame. Just rename that to structure frame real quick. It'll look better. I just burped, sorry, excuse me. Anyways, and then let me go ahead and make a local script in here, and we'll just call that like structure handler. Alright, perfect. Alright, now we need to get coding. Alright, so first things first, we need to get our events, or actually we don't, I forgot to make the event. All right, let's make one event real quick, and then we'll be done setting up. Okay, I promise. All right, so go into replicated storage again, make one event, and we're gonna actually make it a remote function, and we're gonna call it place structure. Oh, that's good. And then we're gonna go ahead and actually get back in the script. All right, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and define replicated storage because obviously we have a lot of stuff in there. So we'll do replicated storage. Go to game, get service, replicated storage, and then we'll do local or place structure is equal to key replicated storage, wait for child, place structure. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and define a few other things like user input service. We're going to need that. So we'll do user input service equal to game get service, user input service, and I just abbreviated it to UIS for short. And then we'll go ahead and get our run service. We're going to need that as well. So we'll do local run service equal to game get service, run service. And then we're going to go ahead and get our player, and then we're going to go ahead and define, oh wait, crap. We're going to get a player, and then we're going to go ahead and define our structure frame. So that's going to be equal to script.parent.structure frame. And then we're going to go ahead and get our character, so we'll do local player.character, local charge equal to player.character, or player.character.wait. If you guys have never used player.character, if you guys have never used player.character.wait before, it basically makes it like load the character, so it's actually kind of cool. Or it doesn't like give you an error, and if it loads too fast. So I definitely recommend using that. All right, then we're going to define a local humanoid root part because we're going to need that to base our wall off of at the start. So we'll do char wait for child humanoid root parts. And then we're going to need our mouse, and so we'll do local mouse equal to player get mouse. And then we're going to define a few other variables here that we're going to need for later, which is like the building offset. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you right now, don't worry, but we're just going to do y building offset, so like the y-axis. We'll set that equal to like 5 for now. That should be good. And then we're going to do the max placing distance. So how far do you want the max placing distance to be? Just for us, I think 50 subs will be good. Obviously, you can change it up if you want. Change it all. And then we'll do another thing, because actually, I forgot to mention it, but you can actually rotate the walls as well. You can actually spin them around and stuff, which looks pretty cool. I guess I probably did show you that, but let me go ahead and show you right now, I guess. So as you can see here, I can actually click on this and then rotate it around, which is pretty cool. But yeah, anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and need to define the, or we're gonna make a variable called local R key is pressed, and then we'll set that equal to false for now, and that way we'll know if we need to rotate. And then we'll do another variable called placing structure, just so they don't place the structure at the same time. It's sort of like a debounce thing, I guess. And there we go. All right, next we're gonna go ahead and actually loop through our structure frame, and then see if any of these buttons are clicked on, and if they are clicked on, then we're going to fire the event to start placing it. Or sorry, not fire the event, but we'll start getting to place it. All right, so then we'll do for I through V. Actually, we'll do like an underscore. That looks better, I guess. People do that. All right, anyway, so we'll do for I through V, structure button, okay, because that's obviously what we're going to be getting through. In pairs structure frame, get children. So we're getting the children of our structure frame right here, which is all these buttons. So we're looping through with structure button. All right, then we're going to do if structure button is a text button. Actually, this is kind of unnecessary, honestly, but I just had it on my other code in case like you get an error and put something else in there on accident. But we'll do that, and then we're going to do structure button dot mouse button one up connect function. There we go. All right, so now if the player clicks on any of the buttons, then this function or this event will fire. So it clicks on either button, so that's good. All right, then we're going to go ahead and first of all make our structure frame invisible because we don't want to see that while we're placing the wall. It doesn't look that good. And then we're going to go ahead and get our we're going to define a few more variables down here, which is going to be our Y orientation. So when we're spinning it, we want to know what the Y orientation is, and then for now, so that equal to 0. And then we're going to want to know our we're going to want to get this variable called good to place, and that's just going to know if it's all good and not far out of range. And we're going to making that now so that we don't need it later. And then that should be it. Actually, and then we're going to do local placed structure right here, and then don't even put like a value. This is what like like good programmers do. Okay, this is what the alpha programmers do. They make variables and don't even assign it to anything. All right, but we need it for later, so that's why. But it just kind of looks cool to me for some reason. All right, anyway, so then we're gonna do if placing structure is equal to false. So we're just gonna make sure the player is not already placing the structure. So if placing structure is equal to false, then placing structure is equal to true. That way we know, right? So as long as it's false, then we can start it, and then obviously if we started it, then that means placing structure is equal to true. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and to get our structure. So we're going to do local client structure, because this structure at the moment will only be visible in the client. Like whenever you place it and have like the green thing, right? Whenever it's like all green and we're placing it, we only want the client to see that. If everyone saw that, it would look kind of weird. So like as you can see here, like it's right now it's green, but obviously when I place it, it looks right. And I mean, no one can see it, the green version of it. They can only see the actual thing right here. So as you can see here, they can see the walls on the server. And then if it's green though, and then I go, it's gonna be hard to do. Yeah, I can't really get it. But as you can see, there's nothing there. But yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. There's no green stuff there, as you can see. But yeah, that's how that works. So that's pretty cool. All right. Anyways, now we're gonna go ahead and do is actually find the structure. Oh my, I just zoomed out a lot. I'm sorry. Actually find the structure. So we're gonna go ahead and do local client structure is equal to humanoid. No. Sorry. Structures. Wait, did we not forget to assign structures? Oh yes, okay. We forgot to assign our folder up there called structures. So we're gonna go ahead and define that right now, and we're just gonna do local structures is equal to replicated storage wait for child structures. That way we can actually have our structures down there and find them from. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, so local structures or structures find first child structure button dot name. Remember, we named the same thing, and then we're gonna go ahead and clone it. We don't want to take it from there. We want to just clone one. And there we go. All right, and then we're gonna change a few properties of that to make it look like an actual like a client structure. So we'll make it green, right? So local brick color or client structure dot brick color is equal to brick color dot new, and then we'll just do forest green like that. And then we're gonna do client structure dot material is equal to neon. Because that makes it glow, right? Looks better. And then we're gonna do client structure dots can collide equal to false. We don't want it to be like moving everything around. And then we're gonna do client structure dots parent is equal to game dot workspace, because we want to obviously be able to see it. Okay, and there we go. That's some simple stuff right there. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and get a starting C frame. So whenever we place it, we want to actually start it right beside us. We don't want it to like spawn in across the map, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do local starting C frame is equal to cframe.new this. Okay, well actually this isn't really starting frame. This is like a sort of more of like an offset C frame. We're gonna offset this off of our off of our character, like that much on the y-axis and that much on the x-axis. So yeah. All right. Anyways, so client structure dots cframe is equal to humanoid root part dot cframe to world space starting C frame. Honestly, this is kind of useless because it's gonna be like in the run service and always moving. But yeah, you can delete this line. You can honestly delete this whole line if you want, but I'm gonna keep it in just because I don't want it to break. But I can probably delete it later. I'm pretty sure you don't need that. Anyways, so then we're gonna go ahead and do run service.render steps connect function. There we go. All right, so basically how this sort of structure placing system works is it looks where your mouse is located, right? Because there's actually a function, or sorry, not a function. There's actually a variable of mouse, or a property, should I say, of mouse that actually tells you where it's hitting. It's called mouse.hit, and it tells you the location of where your mouse is in the workspace. And it seems kind of weird because you can't really know that because it's like mouse is like a 2D thing, but it just kind of draws like a straight line from where it is. So like right there, that's where it'd place, right? If that makes any sense. But yeah, that's how that works. Anyways, but we're actually going to use array casting, and we're not going to use mouse.hit hit, we're going to use an advanced good voice system over here, like ray casting, because we actually need to check if it's hitting the terrain. And we also want to ignore some stuff, like certain stuff, and you can't ignore. Like, you can only ignore one thing with mouse hit, and you can't do that with raycasting. So I mean, you can ignore more with raycasting. So we're using raycasting as well. All right. Anyway, so that so basically we have this event called render stepped, and basically what's going to happen is every time a frame runs, this function will be called. So that'll be good. All right. Then we're going to do local mouse ray is equal to units dot or mouse dot unit array. Okay, we want to get our array, and then we're going to do local cast array because we're going to cast the array. And someone is calling me. What the heck? I'm busy. Okay, I'm recording a video. Anyways, okay, so then we're going to do local cast array, and then we're going to do ray dot new, and we're going to cast our array here. Okay, we're going to cast it obviously from the origin of our mouse ray, and then we're going to cast it to the direction of it. Now, if you don't know what this means, honestly, just don't even worry about it. I just skid right now, and if you guys don't know what skidding means, it means just like copying someone else's code without literally knowing what any of it means. So that's what you guys are doing. If you don't know what this means, that's what you're doing. You're skidding, but it's okay. It's sometimes people skid. All right, it's when you first learn, it's okay to skid. Anyways, basically, I'm casting an array from the origin of our mouse to like from right here to the ground, and then when it hits the ground, we're going to know. If you don't know what raycasting is in general, just watch my raycasting tutorial. It'll probably explain it for you good. Anyways, so then we're gonna do local ignore list because we want to ignore list for our array. We're gonna go ahead and ignore obviously the structure itself, and then we're gonna ignore our character. We don't want it to like hit our character, or we want it to pass through that. Basically, we don't want the array to stop when it hits there. All right. Anyway, so then we're gonna do local hit, and then comma position is equal to workspace find part on ray with ignore list, because we have ignore list right there. Cast ray, so that ray that we just casted, and then we're gonna do ignore list, pass through that, and then honestly we'll leave the other variables empty for now. We don't really need them. All right, perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and do if hit. So if it hits something, so if the ray hit, and hit is a terrain, okay, because we're checking to see if it hits the terrain. If you don't want it to, if you want it to be able to place like on anything, if you want it to be able to place on other structures, or if you want it to be able to like place on top of like another big structure or on other walls, then don't do this right here. Just don't have this. Just have if hit. But personally, I only want it to be able to place on the ground. I don't want it to be able to stack a bunch of walls because then it'll look really weird. So I'm just gonna do if hit for now, okay? Or if hit, and I'm gonna check if it's terrain as well. Anyways, all right. So then we're gonna also do another thing right here, checking this hit.name, which is basically, if you don't know what hit is, it means what like the part it's hitting. So if the hit is a terrain, or if hit.name is equal to this terrain like this. If you don't know what this means either, just don't worry about it. I'm basically just checking another way to check terrain. Actually, let me put this in parentheses so it looks a little nicer. There we go. All right, so then if it's hitting terrain, which that's what we want, or that's what I want. If you don't want that, then just delete this whole line right here, or this whole part right here. And then we're going to also do, so if hit, and if it's hitting terrain, and if char dot, actually, no, we already defined that. So if humanoid root part dot position minus client structure dot position dot magnitude, you know, magnitude, does anyone remember that? I don't know if you guys do. But is less than, oh wait, I think it's supposed to be a capital M, by the way, my bad. Is less than, placing distance, or max placing distance. So if you don't know what this means right here, this line right here, gosh, it keeps going away. If you don't know what this line means, right here, this humanoid root part dot position minus client structure dot position dot magnitude, I'm basically checking the distance between my character and the position of the client structure, and I'm checking to see if it's far or if it's too far, right? Because we set our maxing place distance up here. That's what I'm doing. So if you guys don't want it to have max placing distance, then just delete this whole line. But I don't want it to be able to place across the map, so I set it to that. So yeah. All right. Anyways, then we're gonna go ahead and do if it happened like that. So if everything's good, if everything looks good and it's all checked out, it's hitting the terrain, it is hitting something, and it's close enough to you, that's good. So then we're gonna do good to place is equal to true. Remember that variable we had earlier? That'll come in handy later. And then we're also gonna make it so if it's not already, we're gonna go ahead and make the brick color of it to green again, because what we're gonna do in a second here is we're actually going to make it so if it's not good to place, if it's not looking good, so we did else, then we're going to do false, and then we're going to do client structure.brickcolor is equal to brickcolor.new, and then we're going to do crimson, okay, which is like a red color, and then we're good. All right, there we go. We're not almost done actually. Okay, anyways, and then we're going to go ahead and actually set the location of our part, or of our I can think. We're gonna go ahead and set the location of our client structure right now. So obviously we want our angles, or we want our rotation. So I'm gonna do local new angle cframe is equal to cframe.angles 0 math.radian y orientation. Like I said, if just this is gonna come in handy later, but just set that like this for now. And then we're gonna obviously get the position of the cframe is equal to cframe dot new position.x position.y plus the y building offset. I remember, if you don't know what this means yet, don't worry, you'll understand that later. And then .z. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm setting the angles that we want, or the rotation, and I'm setting the position of the C-frame, and then I'm going to go ahead and do client structure.cframe is equal to the new C-frame times new angles C-frame. I'm basically just combining the angles and the position C-frame. All right, so yeah. All right, and there you go. And then we're setting it equal to that. So client structure.cframe. All right, perfect. All right, so now we have that. Now we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna go ahead and write our rotation thing. So now we're gonna go ahead and go down here, and we're gonna do uis.inputBegan connect function inputs, and there we go. All right, then we're gonna do if inputs. If input.keycode is equal to enum.keycode.r, then our key is pressed equal to true, right? Because if it just pressed it, well, then it's equal to true. And then we're gonna do our rotation speed. We're gonna set our rotation speed right here. Rotation speed is equal to 5, and then we're gonna do while our key is pressed, do wait. Okay, now obviously we want to wait because it's going to be true and it's going to run super fast, but we're going to do if placing structure is equal to true, just making sure, because sometimes it can glitch out, and it after the structure is placed, it'll give you a little error here. So we're doing that, and then we're going to do y orientation is equal to y orientation plus rotation speed. Okay, and then we're going to do client structure dot orientation is equal to vector3.new y orientation 0. Now, honestly, guys, this is from an old piece of code I wrote a long time ago. To be honest, like I'm thinking about it now, and it honestly we don't need this because we're already using our render step up here, and setting it equal to every frame it renders. So really, this is pretty much useless. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this line right now. You don't need this one, but this one you do need. This is basically telling you that this is how we know to rotate our thing. So yeah. Anyways, all right. So then we're gonna go ahead and do uis.inputs.began or input ended. So if input ended, connect function input objects or inputs. There we go. All right, so then we're going to do if input.keycode is equal to enum.keycode.r, then r key press is equal to false. So if it's ended and let go of the r key, then we know, and then we set r key is pressed equal to false, right? Makes sense. All right, now we're pretty much almost done. Actually, we're actually getting very close. All right, so now we're gonna do one more input began event. Now we really could like do it up here with this, but I don't think it really matters that much. Honestly, I don't know. This obviously isn't the best optimized script ever, so I'm going to do it like this. But anyways, so I'm making another input began event, but this time it's going to be to check if the player pressed mouse down. Now I could just use mouse, like mouse button 1 button 1 down. But this is actually deprecated if you guys don't know, so I'm just going to use input began and then check to see if the input is the mouse click. So yeah. Alright, anyways, so if input dot user input type is equal to enum dot user input type dot mouse button 1. There you go. Sorry, it took me a second there. Then if placing structure, so we're going to make sure the player we're going to make sure the player is still placing the structure. I know that may seem weird, but just because if there's any errors or anything like that. So this is where we actually click down and actually stuff happens. So then if good to place, so if everything's good to place is equal to true, then local structure C-frame, we're gonna get the final C-frame right now. We're gonna define it to a new variable, is equal to client structure dot C-frame. Then we're gonna go ahead and call the event place structure. So we're gonna actually make it equal to a variable called place structure that we defined earlier, and then we're gonna say place structure like that. That's the name of the function. And then invoke the server, tell the server that we're ready to place it, and then we're gonna pass through the name of the structure, and then we're gonna pass through the C frame that we want it to be at. So there we go. Perfect. Alright, now whenever the remote function runs through, it's going to return true or false. So then if place structure is equal to true, so if everything worked good, then we're going to go ahead and placing structure is equal to false, and then client structure destroy, and then we're going to go ahead and structure frame is visible again. Alright, perfect. Now we're not done just yet. We need to do one more piece of code in another script. So basically this is all the local stuff that we're going to need. And then we're going to go ahead and insert another script into our server script service. Call this one the remote handler with all the remote events and stuff like that. Remote handler. And then we're going to go ahead and get our variables again. We're going to need those again. So let me just copy from here. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and do place structure dot on server invoke. So if the function was called, then we're gonna do function player. Obviously, it passes to the player. We need to know what player it is, and then we need to pass through. Actually, I guess we don't really need to know what player it is. But anyways, so then we're gonna pass through the structure name as a second parameter, and then we're gonna pass through the structure C-frame as the third parameter. All right, and there we go. And then we're gonna make a variable up here called local crafted. And then we're going to make a variable up here called local real structure, because we're actually going to make the real one now. And then we're going to do structures, find first child, structure name, right? Because remember, we have the name of it should be the same. So it's going to look in there, find it in there. And then we're going to clone it. And then we're going to do if we found it, so if real structure, then real structure dot C-frame is equal to structure dot C or equal structure C frame, and real structure dot parent is equal to workspace, obviously, and then crafted is equal to true, and then else. So if it didn't find it, then crafted is equal to false, and then we're going to go ahead and return our return crafted, which is going to be equal to true or false. And then if it's true, everything will happen here. It'll be good. All right, that's it, guys. Actually, this took actually shorter of a time than I expected, but that is it. Action packed. All right, let's go ahead and try this out and see if it works. Now obviously, guys, it doesn't have any checks to see if you have actually like material values or whatever, so if you do want to add that, you definitely can, but this is sort of the base structured placing system. I didn't want to make it too complicated and add data sources and stuff like that, but this is how you do it, just the structure stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and click on our wood wall and see if it works. And oh, it didn't work. Oh my, what is going on? What the okay, never mind, this is not it. All right, so as you can see, we have a slight issue here. I don't know what's going on, but something is definitely. But let's see, let's figure this out real quick. I don't know what I did wrong. We got no errors down there, so let me see if I can figure this out. That should be good. It should be good. Pulling back. Oh, I know we didn't. All right, so we didn't set our C frame right here, our new angle C frame. We messed up right there. It seems like a C-frame error, obviously, or error, obviously. So let's keep looking through here. I think it was changing colors, so that's not it. Let me go ahead and hit play one more time and see this and see if it works. I don't think that, I don't know, maybe it fixed it actually. Oh, there you go, I fixed it. All right, perfect. There we go. That's it, boys. That's literally it. That's how you do it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so happy. Anyways, guys, that is literally it. That's how you make it. Oh, never mind. That was not it, boys. It was not it. All right, we have another error here. I don't know what's going on, but we made an issue. So as you can see, obviously there was an issue after we actually. Sure. Oh, okay. I know what I did. Structure. And then I made the same issue here. Okay, I made a typo there. That was one thing. And then do we pass it through here? Okay, we definitely passed it through, so that should work now. Let's see if that works. Okay, and then all right, it works perfect. As you can see, it works fine. Now, oh, I forgot to anchor it. That's my bad. Make sure you anchor your structure. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just anchor it in here because it should be anchored anyways. And there you go. That's it. Now, that is it. And I said that's it like 5 times, but that is actually it right there. And that's how you do it. There you go. Wood wall, stone wall. There we go. Everything you want in the world is right there. So as you can see, guys, that's how you do it. If you want to know more about this, let me know. But also, some of you may be wondering like how to make an actual like grid placing system, sort of like Bloxburg has, but this is more of like a free placing system. But if you want me to make like a grid placing system tutorial, I will do that. I think it might be a bit more complicated, but I don't think it'd be that hard. Obviously, this is the basis of this. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like always, guys, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Let me know how it's worked for you guys. Seriously, let me know how it worked for you in the comment section below. Let me know what you did to it. Let me know if you added like a data store or something like that, or like a way to check values. I would definitely recommend adding a way to actually check to see if the player has like a certain amount of values. Like in my game, that's what I'm doing. But obviously, if you don't want that, you don't have to have that. But anyways. Alright, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Leave a like if this helped you out. I appreciate it. And subscribe for more tutorials like this one, guys. Subscribe. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm just rambling now. Alright, peace, guys.